As you watch part 4 of this series, I wanted to put this little introduction in front of it because you're going to be walked through some very emotional uh, circumstances and positions early on in this part, and I wanted to point something out. If you haven't noticed in the previous um, parts of this series, contrary to what has been alleged and repeated and published for years, uh, I have never been addicted or a regular user of any substance, alcohol or drug. Um, I have always been the person and a person who has to have control of my surroundings and be in control at all times. And people will tell you that I'm very observant of everything around me. And that's just me. I've always been that way because I'm a firm believer that if you don't make an effort to be in control and aware of yourself and your surroundings, then you kind of get caught up in crap that you really don't want to get caught up in. Um, if you have read the series that I posted on X, um, that's titled Being Openly Gay Before It Was Cool," that's actually my childhood history. I know I wrote it in the third person because I wanted to basically prove a point to some people who were saying that the only person that knows they're gay when they're a child is because they were either molested or groomed. And I want people to understand that that's not necessarily always the case, but it's kind of hard for people to understand that and get a grasp of it. But in that series, um, I mentioned smoking my first weed, um, and the fact that I didn't even smoke a full joint and I slept for like 3 days straight through probably one of Pueblo's worst thunderstorms on record. And you're going to find in this series, in part 6 anyway, where even my friends in Sacramento who were big weed smokers used to always try to get me, to smoke with them. And I don't because one, it knocks me out. Two, I get extremely silly and clownish, and I'm already crazy enough on my own. I don't need any help. But um, it was right after 9/11 happened. And Jorge and Giovanni had actually convinced me um, to take a hit off of a joint. And they actually recorded me, video, just to play it back and laugh. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, hell no, never again in life. I guess it would be good if I wanted to be one hell of a popular and famous and successful stand up comedian, because boy, that would definitely do it. But when I first was paroled in November of 97, um, as you will see in part 4, I started to adapt and adjust. But as you will see, as things moved through mid 98, I was dealing with some emotional things that I lost control of. And in this part, you're going to see that part. And you're also going to learn how, even though I've never been married and I prefer to be alone, um, I can honestly say that I have experienced probably one of the purest, truest loves of my life that did not need any type of physical, sexual uh, aspect to it. And it was probably one of the most defining periods of my life. And to this day, I still treasure it.